My name is Jennie Marlin. I am owner of Nanabelle's Boutique in Pryor, Oklahoma.
This 23-year-old Cherokee citizen has always been creative and goal-oriented. Even as a child, her parents began teaching her at a young age.
My parents, I got super lucky. My parents, especially, both of them. I was going to say especially one, but really both of them. My dad definitely growing up when I was younger kind of set in place like morals in my head and like go after goals, and goals are super important, and he kind of set that foundation, and then my mom has kind of helped build that foundation from the ground up. So they've both been super supportive. It's like a joke in my family that if I wanted anything, I was making a PowerPoint to present to my parents. So just to kind of take that from like childhood, I'm thankful for it because it's been able to help me kind of pre-plan and weigh the pros and cons, and definitely gets me a good jump start when it comes to anything that I wanted to do in business. And I think me being young, them helping as a child, definitely attributed to that.
Jennie has always known that she was Cherokee and has always been interested in learning more about where she came from.
My grandma, who I'll probably talk about a lot during this interview, she was half Cherokee, and so I grew up knowing that, and we would go to the Tahlequah Indian Heritage Museum, and we were always just kind of involved with things like that, things of our culture. I always loved learning about it. In school, anytime we were learning about the Trail of Tears or anything like that, I took particular interest. So I definitely grew up knowing I was Cherokee with my family involved. I think being a Cherokee citizen means you're gonna have like this built-in bond with people that are also Cherokee. I know in a business sense, I've had customers come into my stores specifically because they're Cherokee and it's a Cherokee-owned business. So it's kind of a cool little band that the Cherokee Nation has, plus the support with the different things. I like knowing that I have a background that it's made of a supportive people, so, and also within my family. This one?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
is that all you needed?
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She opened a pop-up shop at the age of 20, and the reaction was so good, she decided to open Nanabelle's, a body-positive women's and girls' clothing store offering sizes ranging from small to 3X in every item they carry. Nanabelle's also has clothes for children. Moms and grandmas can pick up a few things for the kids while shopping for themselves. Nanabelle's carries accessories as well. Jennie also opened a shop in Coffeyville, but has since franchised this store and hopes to do more franchising soon.
While I was taking classes at RSU for business, I worked as an assistant manager at a retail clothing company here in town, and I loved what I did, but I always knew growing up that I wanted to own my own business. So I kind of combined the two passions and decided one day that I was just going to take my life savings and just take a leap and then go for it. So that's kind of where it all began.
The store, located on South Adair Street in Pryor, is named after Jennie's grandmothers.
So I named my boutique Nanabelle's after my Nana on one side, and then I have my grandma and her middle name was Belle. So I just kind of combined the two names and made Nanabelle's Boutique. I would definitely say that's my grandma. She, like I said before, she's half Cherokee, and I remember having the tapes of her singing in Cherokee. And so growing up, if I were to pinpoint one family member that kind of stood out in my mind as being Cherokee, it would definitely be her. I know things my mom does now that I did with her growing up would be going and picking like wild onions and making like eggs with wild onions. And that's something my mom got from her mom. So it's something that's kind of passed down as I kind of remember as a Cherokee influence. My grandma, the Cherokee part that I really remember from her is there's this recording of her singing in Cherokee, and it was something that was super important to my mom, and so we were able to listen to it as we were growing up, and it was something that's kind of stuck around in our family. I found that the simpler the better with t-shirts. People seem to like them if they're just like one little design and then like a cute saying with them or something like that.
Jennie loves painting and enjoys creating her own designs to put on t-shirts. She has a monthly subscription program offering these t-shirts, which are mailed to each subscriber. She has many affordable programs and coupons that help women find stylish clothing even though they're on a budget.
I've known Jennie for about 3 years, and
I think Jennie is fantastic. I mean, she has got her head on her shoulders and is doing fantastic things, and the future is extremely bright for her. I actually got to know her, like I said, about 3 years ago. Originally, her and my wife were friends, and Jennie was working retail, and my wife was just a customer. And they actually developed a relationship, and which I think speaks tremendously into her customer service skills and business savvy. That, I mean, it was more than just a job for her, even when she was working for someone else. I think her star is definitely on the rise. I mean, at 21 years old, opening her own business, I've always just been floored by that. I mean, but the conversations I've had with her and on the business side, you can see that there's no telling what she has in the future. I mean, you can tell she's thinking long term already. We work with her and we do a lot of her production, but she's a joy to work with because on our end, she's one of our few clients that she provides all of her own artwork and all of her own design work. So that makes things super easy for us, which we love.
If I did like a donation of like a full year of like the t-shirt subscription or something, I think that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Jennie likes to be involved in the community. She is the secretary for the Pryor Academic Excellence Foundation and is a member of the local Main Street Committee.
I think she's amazing, wonderful. I have 5 girls and they stay over there as much as I'll let them when they're here. She's creative, just a wonderful overall individual that we cherish the fact that she's only 2 doors down from us. She is definitely a role model for all women, but especially for women of her age. A lot of them are not willing to step out of their comfort zone and really explore and be creative on their own. They feel like they need somebody to guide them and tell them what to do, and she doesn't. She just really gets out there, go-getter, and has just stepped out of her comfort zone and just really excelled in everything that she's done so far with her boutique.
She's very proud to be part of the Cherokee Nation and hopes to be involved with the Cherokee Nation throughout her community.
I'm definitely interested in looking into tarot certification and just to kind of see what benefits kind of play out for me there. And also just as a business growing as a boutique and maybe in the future getting multiple locations, taking like preference to Cherokee employees and just kind of involving the Cherokee Nation that way, knowing that the nation will definitely support me in that growth. So those kind of combination of things are kind of what I'm looking forward to as far as involvement with the Cherokee Nation in business.